Hi, you guys. Welcome back. First things first, if I look or sound a little worse for wear, that's because I am. I am fighting my 837th cough slash flu of the season, and it has taken a toll on me. So I apologize that I wasn't able to hang out with you guys last week, but we are going to fight through, and today we're going to do a new makeup video. So some of these products are new to me, some of these products are new to the market, and I'm excited to show you what we're gonna be playing with today. So first things first, I have the French Face by Maxine's Revenge. So they were kind enough to send this to me, and I am so excited to try it. If you're not familiar with Maxine's Revenge, essentially the founder is a woman named Leah who works in the beauty industry for many, many years. She's in her 40s, and she wanted to formulate something that was specifically for mature skin. And that's where she came up with the concept of French Face. So we'll talk a little more about that here in a minute, but they did just hit their 3-year anniversary and I'm excited to try it. That will be a first impressions today. We also have the new Dior Bronzing Forever Skin Bronze. This is like a bronzing balm stick. I have tried this. I have thoughts. I will share them with you if it works with our base today. So we'll have to try. This is the Makeup by Mario Jelly Jar. Speaking of things I have thoughts on, I have thoughts on this. It is not new to me like in today's video, but it is interesting. I also have the new City Set Lightweight Setting Spray by Say, not even opened, so we will see about that. And then I saw this recently in Ulta and had to pick this up. This is the About Face Shimmer Stick. It's a dual-ended powder and cream shimmer stick. I've never seen like a powder in a stick before. So I'm excited, a little nervous, but we're gonna try this on the eyes. And then have you guys seen Summer Fridays released lip stain? So this is a lip liner stain. If you guys know me, I am a lip stain junkie because I like have no lips. They have basically like become part of my skin tone. I don't have a lot of definition, but what I have been looking for, and I am hopeful that I have found, is a liner stain that is just very neutral. Most of the stains, whether it's CoverGirl, whether it's Huda, whether it's Sachu, while they are beautiful and they work great, they tend to be deeper than I want for as somebody who wears just a very kind of natural looking makeup most days. And I saw the shade Almond online and it looks like it may do the trick. So we're gonna give that a shot and we are going to top it with the Go-To Glossy Balm from Dibs. I own a lot of these, I like them, but there is either a new shade or a new shade to me, which is called Kiss Me Quick. So that is the plan for today's video. We're gonna see how all of this works on my really challenging 43-year-old mature skin. And if that sounds like something that you wanna check out, let's dig in. Let's jump right in to French Face. So if you look at the actual tube, it says it's an eyes and face concealer. And if you watch any of the videos, which of course I've watched lots over the last couple years, essentially this is a concealer that's meant to go everywhere. You just pick the shade that you would want under your eyes, a little bit to even out your skin tone. You can pick something to bronze with, and you can use it all over and the formula works together. Now, the cool thing when I was doing my research is to like, why is this specifically formulated for mature skin? And it essentially has to do with the product ingredients. So the base of this, so you have the base and then you have like the pigment that sits on top of the base. The base of this is essentially like a moisturizer. So it's a humectant, which is gonna draw water to the face, to the surface area of the skin, which is what helps your skin stay glowy, it remains plump, and then it has an emollients to it, which is going to help keep the skin looking bouncy. And essentially it's sealed in with an occlusive, which is like a balm, which means that your skin is going to retain the moisture and the water that it naturally has throughout the day, very similar to what Saint's cream foundation does. It holds the moisture in, the pigment is on top, and essentially you just shear the pigment out throughout your skin. So I'm excited to try this. They did send me 4 different shades, and I have no idea if they're gonna work for my skin, but we're gonna make them work to the best that we can. So let's start with what I assume is the lightest, and this is Fair Peach. So it has a big doe foot applicator, which I love because essentially they're just applying this like right on the face, which we will do, and then spreading it through out the face because it actually appears to spread and cover a large surface area like really easy. So I feel like this is gonna be a very similar application style to what we're used to with Saint, minus color correction. So this is light beige. So we have, and you'll see, it is a serum-based concealer. So we have, again, that is, oh gosh, I almost dropped it. My hands are really shaky. I'm like really dehydrated, guys. So this is Fair Peach, and this is light beige. So one of these is going to serve as like my traditional concealer, and we're gonna have to see which one. Then they sent me light medium beige, and I did go on their website, and they have a color matching tool on there. So that will be super convenient. And as always, I will link everything down in the description box below. You just hit the drop down. So this is light medium beige, which seems like maybe a combo of these would be ideal, but we're just gonna make it work. And then for bronzer today, this might be a little bit too light. I would typically go maybe a little bit darker, but we're gonna work with what we have. This is medium golden. So the way that they typically apply this is they start with concealer to cover the areas where you have some color correction needs, and then they just kind of fill in the gaps. Get the hair out of the way, make sure we have our mirror here so I can see what's going on. I think I'm gonna go in with light beige, not knowing like what the actual consistency is. I don't want to put anything on too light that could possibly emphasize texture. So right out the gate, this is very serum-y and feels very, very lovely on the skin. So let's just go to the traditional areas that I would put like my lighter and brighter product. And then I'm gonna grab the Angie A506, which is the Kitten Paw concealer brush. And as directed, I'm just going to spread this throughout those areas where we would want some light and bright, some concealing to the under eye. And as this is a first impression, I don't know if I'm using too much. I don't know if I'm using too little. We're just gonna make it work. And I will do a wear test. So I will let you know how this lasts throughout the day. And I will put that as the pinned comment on the video. So very similar to the Saint concept of like just putting your makeup where it needs to go and allowing it to cover as much surface area as it will spread through. Because I have some hyperpigmentation here, I want just a little bit more coverage. I'm gonna add a little bit more, and now I'm gonna press. So typically when you build coverage, you do that with a pressing motion. So originally, I was just kind of sweeping that over the face, and it is very, very lightweight. It feels really, I mean, it feels like nothing on the skin. Kind of velvety soft. But let's build this up just to see what it's capable of. And you'll see, I mean, we got a lot of coverage going on. So I'm just gonna actually, I'm gonna pull it so that we don't have anything like sitting on the face. Let's spread it as far as it goes. I see why this is mature skin friendly. I mean, it feels really nice. This is a skin forward brand, so it is meant for your skin to show through. So if you're somebody who wants your skin to look like skin, that is essentially the concept of this makeup. And so far, I mean, I can still see my skin, but we've started to tone down some of that that's going on. Now I'm gonna take that medium shade, what is it? Light medium beige, which is probably a little bit lighter than I would typically go. I'm just gonna kind of fill in the gaps. And I think I'm gonna use my Pilot brush from Saint just to spread this throughout the rest. And I'm gonna kind of spread and press at the same time. It's very pretty, you guys. I mean, it's glowy, it's hydrating. We'll have to see how it wears. And I need to do something. This is my only area where I'm like, Again, first impressions, not a pro with the application yet. So I'm gonna take that medium shade and see if we can build up a little bit of coverage, or if that's gonna continue to kind of pop through. There we go. Typically when you go onto those areas of like redness with something that's too light, it's gonna start to fade through. So as I'm using that deeper, more skin tone shade as opposed to the conceal shade, we're building up our coverage. Let's get in close here. Sorry for the weird face, but everybody wants to see what it looks like under the eye, in smile lines. So that's what we're gonna do. That's why we film in front of natural light here. It is a little gray outside today. I don't know if I mentioned that. So you may notice a little bit of change in the actual like color of the video. But such is life when you don't use studio lights, because studio lights tend to make everything kind of a little blown out, and honestly, they distort what products look like on the skin. So while we do battle weather, it is the reason that I film in natural light, so that you can always see what things look like truly. And of course, we never use filters. Don't get me started on filters. People send me pictures and they're like, I want my makeup to look like that. And I said, I have to tell them, if you can't see the person's pores, like at all, either their camera lens is dirty, the lighting is off, or they're using a filter, because we all have pores. So that is beautiful. Like I said, I will provide you guys with a wear test. I'm not sure that these are my perfect shades. I think I probably will go back and get something just a little bit, maybe a little bit darker. I don't know, I need to go on the website and look specifically at the shades that are available. But I will say that this feels really nice on the skin. I'll see what the dry down is. It's my understanding, okay, so this is our bronze shade and this is gonna be too light, but we're gonna make it work. But it is my understanding from watching the creator quite a few times that it's going to dry down into like a hydrated, but like satin finish. So it's not gonna be matte. It's not gonna be exceptionally, oh, we're gonna look a little orange, y'all. Uh-oh. It's all right. It's not the worst, but I will definitely need a different shade of this. And I can just tell from the initial application that this is something that I think I would enjoy given the serum texture. When I'm looking at concealers, when I'm looking at base products for the face, I need something personally that is going to be serumy, that's going to be hydrating and glowy. I stay away from things typically that are like matte. And this is definitely that. I'm gonna go, now again, if I was better at the application or knew a little bit more about the consistency. Where's my brush? Here we go. I probably would be able to do this even faster, but I want to blur this line here. So this is my concealer shade. And I'm going to put a little bit of that over the eyelid for some added tampering down of the red and purple eyelids from the sickness. Do you see how nice that looks, even though that bronzer is warm? Again, these are all called face concealers. You just get to pick the shades. They have a color matching tool, like I said, but you get to pick the shades that you want to actually conceal with, to use as your base, and then something to warm up the skin, should you choose to want to do a bronzer. And I'm somebody who leans towards a neutral, like a neutral medium bronzer. So this one says it's golden, and it is. And that's just not my favorite on my skin tone. Let me take a look here. There's nothing settling under the eye. Nothing sitting in my smile lines, and I have deep smile lines, you guys. So let's keep going with some of our other products. And as I stated, I will give you guys a wear test and I will pin it in the comments below. That application was about as simple can be. So I do think that that is going to be a very beginner friendly makeup routine. When your products are all the same formula, it really makes application easy, and that's spread over a large surface area. Based on the amount of discoloration I have, I would say that that is light to medium buildable coverage. I still have some of my like redness and hyperpigmentation popping through, but I did take a before picture. So in the description box below, I have my other social channels. I will put a before and after so you can actually see like what the difference the makeup made, because sometimes it's hard to tell in real time. So next up, we have the Dior Forever Skin Bronzer. I did choose the shade Light Medium, which is 03. Now, when I went on the website and looked at the different shades, the shade range was weird, okay? So make sure you go and look. This was the one that was the most neutral, and it definitely is. This is like my cup of tea when it comes to color that I want for a bronzer. And I've used this a couple times. I really like it. Do I think there's anything like truly exceptional about it? Not particularly like groundbreaking, right? But there's a million like cream bronzing sticks on the market. This one is just good. And if you like the Dior foundation, if you like the Dior contour, this one does have a scent. That is one of the things that people don't always care for when it comes to Dior. But if you like the Dior products, you will like this. This is probably like the easiest to blend bronzer that you're gonna get that doesn't like just immediately like blend away. So that is one of the things that I think is a call out of it, is that it is like butter on the skin. And this is actually gonna help remove, I can tell, it's gonna remove a little bit of the orange from having just a little bit too much warmth in that Maxine's Revenge. But do you guys see? I mean, just press it on to the areas that you would want to. And I'm kind of using it the way that I would use a contour right now, but it is simple and it's beautiful. It is balmy, but I would say it's less balmy than the Merit. But similar in the way that it is really great for like textured skin. It doesn't patch, it's not patchy. It is just very buttery smooth. So do I think it's like run out and get this right now? No, but if you are somebody who likes Dior makeup, if you like the beautiful packaging, if you want a solid bronzer, like cream bronzer in stick form, I don't think that you're going to be disappointed with this at all. I actually think it's very well done, because it is very beginner friendly. And this tone in general, this 03, is a very neutral. A lot of things, particularly drugstore things, turn very warm on me, and I just don't love a bronzer that makes me look orange. So if that is something that you struggle with and you're around my skin tone, take a peek at the 03. I've used this several times. I have nothing negative to say about it. I just don't think it's like a groundbreaking product, but sometimes that's okay. We just want good makeup, and I would consider that good makeup. Now, where I consider the Dior bronzer stick just good, solid makeup, the Jelly Jar by Makeup by Mario, I would consider interesting and unique and probably specific to a certain sort of blush lover. So this is the Makeup by Mario Jelly Jar. If you guys haven't seen these online, the texture is like a putty, almost like the stuff that your kids play with that you're like, oh my gosh, please don't let that get all over, right? I can't even really describe it to you. It does feel like a little bit kind of, I don't want to say goopy, but like it bounces off and you pick up a decent amount of product. Now, where it surprised me was actually the depth of color. I was expecting these to be a little bit more sheer, like some of the Korean ones, and not quite as wet. Do you see how wet that is? I've used it several times. Now, typically with a lip and cheek product, because this is lip and cheek, I almost always prefer it in one area over the other. And I will say, this is the shade Pink Chai. And I almost passed on this product because I just didn't know if it was too gimmicky for me, okay? But I really wanted to try the color Pink Chai on the lips, and I actually prefer this product on the lips. So with that being said, would I run out and buy it for a lip product? Probably not. But I do really like this color, and I like how it feels. It does smell a little bit sweet, like bubblegum, kinda. But it feels really nice. It's very shiny. You can definitely build up the color. Let me actually grab a lip brush. So one of the ways that Mario shows the product application is actually using the fluffy end, the brush side of one of the lip liners. And I've paired, what? I just looked in here like this is a mirror. I have paired this with several of the Makeup by Mario lip liners, and it is lovely. But again, I don't know if I'm running out to buy a jelly jar product for the lips. It does last longer than like just a traditional lip balm would or a lip gloss. You do have some of that pigment that's still gonna be there. But you see, it's pretty. There is some good depth of color. Here's what I've learned about the application for the cheeks. While I rarely say that I recommend you put it on your finger and then put it on the cheek, this is one of those that I do. I find it a little difficult to pick up on a brush. So I like the warmth of my finger. I like to spread it with my finger, and then I will grab, where is it? The F4 by Mario, or whatever your preferred. I do like the tapered edge, but whatever your preferred like cream blush brush would be, you can go ahead and press that on. And it does apply much easier than I thought it was going to, because it's just this weird, like super emollient, kind of overly dewy texture. So I didn't know if it was going to go patchy or if it was gonna pull the makeup up, and it doesn't. It just also does not set down at all. So do you see? I think the color is beautiful. I like the dewy finish. I don't mind, as you guys know, I prefer a little bit of glow. This is a lot of glow. And it is one of those products that are going to, like, your hair is going to stick to it because it remains as hydrating and kind of sticky. Like it will, like if you touch your face in 3 hours, you will still have like product on your finger. So kind of up to you. I did want to review it for you guys. Would I say run out and buy this? I would not. But if you've been intrigued, just know I think it works great on the lips. If you spread it with your finger and then disperse it with a brush, it does a beautiful job of creating a glowing look to the skin. But it is one of those products that is finicky and has some downside. Like the fact that it literally is going to remain this sticky dewy throughout the day is not my favorite thing. Would I pick up any more shades? No. Do I like the one that I have? Yes. If you guys have tried this, you need to let me know in the comments below what your experience with it has been. Before we actually move on to that about face, eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and powder and just set down the center of the face. And as of right now, I don't have any creasing or settling beyond, like, I have this line here where, I mean, texture is texture, you guys, right? Our goal is to not emphasize it. And I would say, as somebody who has tried quite a few, I'm gonna make sure I don't have too much, concealers, this is very well done. So my initial thought here is that I think it being for mature skin is the appropriate like way to market this product, because there are not many concealers for me that don't really like, they not only do they like settle, but they are like in the divots and they look cakey and I immediately look older. This did not do that at all. Now let's make sure we set down the eyes, because this About Face is a powder stick. So since I have that French face on, I want to make sure that I set that down. Let's do our eyes. The About Face Shimmer Stick dual-ended, where are my readers? Shimmering shadow stick in the shade Electric Feel. So these are supposed to be 2 different colors, which I'm assuming are, one is meant to like contour out the eye and another is for the lid. So let's see here. What does it say? Do we got any directions? Crayon and shadow stick. Oh, don't pull. Oh, ho. Okay, wasn't expecting that. This is the powder side. Twist, oh, it says twist. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Okay, now I'm jazzed up. That is gonna be beautiful. And then this side says pull, and this is our cream side. Okay, so that one has a little bit of shimmer in it. So typically for me, as somebody with mature eyes, hooded eyes, deep set eyes, I tend to veer away from putting shimmer in the crease and above onto the hood. But we're gonna use this as I believe it is intended to. So we're gonna take that darker side and we're just gonna put it kind of above the crease so that I can see it when my eyes open. That's the part that's important. You wanna be able to see it when your eye is open. Then I'm gonna fill in the outside here. This is one thing that I love about a cream. You guys are gonna see how shaky my hands are. Is that it's really a very simple, like as long as the formulation is good, all you have to do is get it on the eye and like smudge it out. And this is blending super simple. And I would say I can barely see any shimmer. So if you have something shimmery on like the hood or the area right above the hood, it tends to make it look heavier. So that's why if you watch my videos, I tell you to carve out that crease and above onto the hood with a medium tone matte shade. Okay, so this is pretty easy to work with. So we'll have to see if it dries down. If it doesn't dry down, then we're gonna have some creasing throughout the day. But we want it to be, how do I say this? We want our cream shadow sticks to give us enough time. I mean, man, that was easy. To play with them. But then we need them to dry down so that they last and so that they don't crease. This is really pretty. Very easy to use. I'm just kind of shading in that outer corner. I mean, this is why people like shadow sticks. They're simple and you have no fallout. I do see a tinge of shimmer, so maybe we will set that down with a bronzer when we're done, a powder bronzer, just to make sure that our eye is carved out, but still it doesn't look heavy. I'm just tapping on this corner to kind of pull and get rid of that excess so we're not dragging the eye down. But this is the brown, and that blended out really nicely. Okay, so this I'm excited and I'm nervous about. I've never used have you guys ever used a powder in a stick? Like, am I gonna get fallout? What's gonna happen here? This is intriguing because I don't understand how it's a powder. This applies like a dream, you guys. Okay, so you see how I have this crease right here in my eye? Like, this is so soft. While it looks like I'm pulling on my eyelid, I'm not. So I don't know if this just automatically, does it just keep refilling like the applicator? This feels like a cream on the eye. Okay, so how do I get this? How do I get more into that part? Hold on. Do you ever do something and you're like, am I the dummy here? Okay, so the cream side twists up and down, okay? The powder side, it doesn't twist. So do I like press to release more? Oh, maybe, but it's not, like, do you see how, okay, this is how it came out here. So this eye is stinking gorgeous, but what am I doing here to get more out? I don't know, you guys. Maybe I should have done more research on this. I don't get it. Do you see the difference? That was like really exciting to begin with, and then like really not exciting. Okay, I'm the problem. So I twisted the cap back on and I heard it like it did a little pop and it dispersed. It dispersed more pigment, and now we're going, oh, darn it. Now we're going back in here and the pigment is coming out again. Hey, that's what these trying new makeup videos are for. It's really, you guys, it's really nice. It doesn't feel heavy. There is zero fallout on my face, even though this has a shimmer finish to it. And I love a shimmer finish on the lid of a hooded eye because dark recedes. Okay, that's why we carve out the eye with a medium tone, typically matte shade, because we don't want it to reflect light. We want the hood to push back. Then we want the lid to pop forward. And what helps things pop forward? A little bit of a shimmer or a foiled look. We just don't want it to be like chunky. We don't want a lot of fallout. We don't want to have to mess with it. Okay, so let me see if you can hear it. Okay, hold on. Okay, I don't think you could hear that. But that's how you get the powder to redisperse in here. So again, wear test coming. I will let you know, but I actually feel like this is so simple and very, very beautiful. I'm gonna add a little bit of eyeliner and mascara, and then we're gonna finish off with this Summer Fridays and Dibs lip look. Lip look. I did add a little bit of my Dior matte bronzer, just up to make sure that everything was blended well, since that had a little bit of a shimmer to it. I could barely see it, but I wanted to make sure that I kept the hood of my eye like as matte as possible. I'm really liking so far. Now that I know how to use it, I'm a fan. So let's wipe this off because now it's time for a little lip combo here. Again, this is the Summer Fridays Flushed Lip Stain. And I chose the shade Almond, which I think is out of stock, but go down below to the description box to find out for sure. Because what I saw online, okay, so here's the tip. It has like a little ball on the top. Do you see that? Okay, that's weird. But anyways, I'll be curious to see how that applies. So let's go ahead. I want to do one swipe so you guys can see why I picked up Almond. I have such high hopes that this is going to be the way that I can line my lips every single day and just create some definition without it being like, oh, she's wearing a like dark brown stain liner. Now let's see if the color intensifies as you build it up. And it does. So what that tells me is that less is gonna be more. And if I want it to stay that neutral and soft, I need to do a good job like the first time. So I'm not gonna talk because I have a lot of lip wrinkles. So I have to like spread my lips out, and I'm gonna go slightly, like just right under this line here, and I'm gonna work in like small chunks in case this dries down super fast, because I know that I'm gonna wanna like blot it and blur it a little bit. So here we go. Was the day to test it the day when I have a shaky hand? I'm not so sure. So far, so good. I do have a cut on my lip, so it's gonna pull a little bit in that area, but that's a me problem, not an it problem. Okay, so far we're a fan. I don't know why I did this. I'm trying to use that side that has the ball. I'm assuming that like diffuses it. Oh, shaky hand. Okay, so there's one coat. And if it stays this shade, this would be exactly what I'm looking for. Literally just a Your Lips But Better shade. And then if you're somebody who wants it a little bit deeper, you could build it. So like, where would I build it? A little bit in the center. Because that'll create the illusion of like a poutier lip. And you want to use the side that has this little ball. It really does come out more diffused. That is really pretty. I'm gonna do a little in the outer corner. Oh yeah. If this looks good on my lips today, you guys, it's gonna look great when I'm not like fully crusty dusty, because I'm in rough shape, guys. Oh, there's a dry piece of skin. There we go. So you'll see, I mean, I have a ton of lip lines, and that applied pretty smooth. I'm guessing this might be the one. This might be the one that I can line my lips with where it doesn't automatically turn brown or red. But stay tuned. Okay, this is the Kiss Me Quick, the Gloss Balm. Yeah, Kiss Me Quick from Dibs. I have so many colors of this. I really like this formula. I love the big doe foot applicator. This one has a little bit of shimmer, or sheen, I should say, to it. And I thought this would pair really nicely as a neutral, since our overall look is very soft. And that lip liner, the smell is just very, it's like a soft, sweet smell. It's subtle, but I like it. And it really, I think gloss balm is the correct like definition for this. It's glossy, but it also like adheres to your lips. It feels hydrating. I have nothing negative to say about these products as somebody who is a lip snob. They do smooth the lips. As you'll see, there's enough of like that reflective quality where your lips look bigger, they look juicier, they don't look like they have as many, like you have as many lip wrinkles as you would. And I think this paired really nicely with our almond. So I would consider that a win, you guys. Okay, what do we think? So let's do a quick recap. Oh, you know what? I forgot I have the Say setting spray. We might have to reserve this for a different video, because if I'm testing a base product, I typically like to use a powder and a setting spray that I know work for me, so that if something goes wonky in the foundation and the wear test, I know that it's going to be the French face and not the setting spray, or vice versa. If I'm testing a new setting spray or a new powder, I like to make sure that I know my base product is foolproof, right? And I'm already questioning a little bit how I feel about having used the Jelly Pot over that area, because it looks good right now. But again, that's an unknown product. So stay tuned. All the details will be below, but let's do a review. I'm definitely going to pick up what I would consider like more of my shades. The medium golden was definitely too warm for me for a bronzer, but man, did it apply like butter. All of these did. The eyes and face concealer, I can't say enough about the application. It was serumy. It blended over a large surface area. I think it is light coverage. I've seen people talking about it being like more of a medium to buildable to a full coverage. That is not my experience, nor would I want it to be if it says that it is for like your skin, but better. So we'll see. We'll play with this again on a live once I get in my new shades. The Dior Forever Stick, this is a win for me. Blends like butter. Shade 03 is very neutral. It is beautiful. Whether or not it's worth the price is kind of up to you. If you like luxury makeup, this does have the beautiful luxury packaging. I think if you buy this, you will be happy. The Makeup by Mario Jelly Jar, we'll just leave that there. The About Face Dual Eyeshadow Crayon Stick. Let's see. I mean, I have no creasing. I don't typically get creasing with powder. I mean, I get a little bit because of how hooded that top part of my eye is, this crease right here. I don't see anything yet, but this really applied like the smoothest cream as opposed to powder. So I would say yes, if this wears, again, it'll be pinned in the comments below. I may get another one of these because I mean, that was simple. I guess simple was like the theme of today's makeup. Every part of the application was very easy. The Summer Fridays liner, this is a yes for me. I don't even care if it doesn't stain all day. I will report back whether or not it does, what the longevity of it is. If it lasts several hours and I have to reapply it after 4 or 5 hours, I would not mind that one bit because I think the color is beautiful. Now, if it's gone in an hour, I'll just use a traditional lip liner, so stay tuned. But this almond shade is definitely what I have been looking for. The Dibs Gloss Balm in the shade Kiss Me Quick. This is a win for me. Love this formula. Already knew I love this formula. I actually don't have this like nudie color and I love it. So that is everything for today's Face of Makeup. You guys have to let me know what you've tried, what you're thinking of trying. If you have information for the crowd, be sure to give it below on your experience with any of these products. And as always, if you guys like today's video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. And if you have not, please consider subscribing. I upload videos like this every week. I'm also starting to get on a weekly live schedule as well, so I can hang out with you guys in a live format. And yeah, we like to have fun. We like to keep it easy. We like to try new makeup. I try and be as educational as possible. And again, everything always comes from the standpoint of somebody who is 43 with hyperpigmentation, dark spots, rosacea, acne scarring, and as many wrinkles as life has given me. So that's it for today's video, guys. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.